One fault we've discovered with the Tesla Superchargers in Spain and Portugal, and the same sometimes applies in the UK. Also, would we do the same trip 2,000 mile plus in any other electric vehicle in a foreign country that wasn't a Tesla? I broke my glasses a few days ago and haven't had a chance to get some more, so please do excuse that. And how did we do on the first stage of our trip, driving from the Algarve to the top of northern Spain, trying not to use Tesla Superchargers anymore? And the overall results of our Tesla Model 3 Standard Range with an LFP battery. Well, Jennifer and I have learned a lot on this European trip. The results so far coming back is Tesla 1 and Miio 1. So we left the Penna Park Hotel northwest of Porto after a couple of days with great food and inside swimming pool and sauna. We expected to see some of the public EV chargers along the road, but there wasn't anything. So we thought, well, failing that, when we get to the Tesla Supercharger, we'll be able to charge there because there'll be an alternative to Tesla Superchargers. But unfortunately, there was only Tesla Superchargers. And so we need electricity, so we had to charge at the Tesla Supercharger. So after that, it meant that Tesla Superchargers 2, Miio 1. But it's not over yet. We still had over 130 miles to Santander. And we're determined to use the Miio app in Spain as well as Portugal. The problem with Tesla is that it's just so easy to use, and the touchscreen tells you where the next one is and all the other superchargers in the area, and it also tells you about the facilities, toilets, drink, food, hotels, which is very, very helpful. Also, the price per kilowatt that reduces during off-peak times. In fact, most of the day it's cheaper than the normal price. It's round about the sort of 4 afternoon to 8, 9 in the evening. It gets a little bit dearer, but it's still much cheaper than in the UK. Now, the Tesla touchscreen only tells you about other public chargers if you're very low on battery or out of range of a Tesla Supercharger. So it doesn't help that much with the Miio app unless you're really out of electricity. So the Miio app is good on the phone, telling you where the local chargers are and the speed of the chargers and how to get to them using Google or Apple Maps on your phone. So I decided to transfer the location from my Miio app, Google, manually onto the Tesla touchscreen, making navigation easier, not wanting to navigate with my phone as the touchscreen is so much better, but it does take time transferring. Obviously there's no need for this as the Tesla Superchargers are already on the Tesla touchscreen.
Here we go.
If it's going to work, we'll see. It's going to go on to the Miio app and it'll bring up our location here, and that's great. See where we are. So we obviously at this one here, and I never know whether you plug in first or when you do this, but I'll press go. Oh no, what you actually press the charge, choose a plug. So I'll go out now and choose a plug. Choose one of these CCS chargers. These look at the job pretty fast if they're actually going to work. And it goes blue. I'm not sure if I've got to do anything else before it turns green. And press that one. Press next. And we'll say charge vehicle. And when that turns green, so that's going around,
Yeah.
and that should turn green, hopefully. And it's saying try again. Try again. No, okay, exit. I'll try the other cable then. So we've got to this one.
Oh, request accepted.
Only when it goes green is it actually working. And it's not.
Yep, it's green.
Is it?
Yep.
Hey! It seems to work. Good. So that's fantastic news. Good news, we're at a weenie supercharger, public charger in Spain, which works from the Miio app, which is predominantly Portugal or Portuguese, but it clearly works in Spain. I never really know whether you meant to plug it in first or start the app, but we tried one plug, that didn't work, so we started another plug, and it's quite slow. We put in 19 miles, 50 minutes remaining. It's putting in 291 miles an hour, so that's kind of on the slow side. If you look around, there really is nothing here. It's just kind of a, I don't know what it is, whatever. Some play equipment, a car park, a road, a hotel. There's nowhere to get. It's not really a. Maybe you could get a coffee in there, but it just doesn't look very inviting. So the thing is, it's now Tesla 2, Miio 2, because now we've evened the score, because we've stopped coming back from the Algarve, 2 Teslas and now 2 Mios, and we've also had a free destination charger. And of course the nice thing is I've got £22 on the Miio app, and I'm able to use some up, because if I don't, I'll go back to the UK and we won't get to use that until next year. So yeah, that's good. Charging at the Wiener public charger close to Santander, yes, I'm sure that is the right name, actually costs 66p a kilowatt hour. I've transferred from euros to pounds, and the most expensive so far in Spain, much more expensive than the Portugal public charging, who were half that price, and also more expensive than Tesla superchargers in Spain. So we've travelled in our Tesla Model 3 standard range with an LFP battery over 800 miles, zigzagging across Portugal, driving north, heading to Santander in northern Spain. And in total, we've done over 2,000 miles in our Tesla since leaving home in Cornwall in January. So the Tesla superchargers in Cornwall and Spain have been great, and mostly less than a third full. Much cheaper than in the UK, great facilities, coffee, food, toilets, and most cases a hotel. But they're not perfect, as I said at the beginning. Some of them here and in the UK are not beside the road or motorway services, and in some instances you have to drive a few extra miles to them from your route. So it's not a big thing, as in the UK you get to know where they are and where they're not. Lifton in Cornwall on the Devon border is a well-known one. You really do have to go there if you're heading down into Cornwall, because there's not much more until Penzance. Exeter is similar. You have to drive a few miles down the road, but now they've got one at the Exeter services, and although Exeter services are incredibly busy, I think that's much better, and I think it'll be well used, and that's good news. But you still have to drive a little way away from the motorway, even for Exeter services. Most of the time here in Portugal and Spain, Tesla superchargers are only a third full. So I'm enjoying it while I can before everyone has a Tesla, or everyone can use a Tesla supercharger. So we drove down to the Algarve from Santander using the Tesla supercharging network. But would we do the same trip in any other EV? I don't think so. I think I'd prefer to stay within the Santander area where the ferry dropped us off and get to know the local public charging instead of driving cross country to Spain and Portugal. Also, you could drive only using local chargers using Tesla as a backup, but I'm not sure I'd want to do it without the backup of Tesla. Destination chargers at hotels and self-catering Airbnbs are something we'll do in another video in future, something we have done a lot of, and we've had quite a bit of free charging, which is great. Also, we didn't need a long-range Tesla Model 3 for this trip. Standard range was more than enough, and I never had range anxiety on any day. And the superchargers are not really very far apart. The furthest was 150 miles, but mostly on average about 100 miles. So for standard range Model 3, 255 miles is what it says it would do. But if you're bombing down at 75 miles an hour, the legal limit, you'll get closer to 200. And so every 100 miles, 150, not a problem. The Tesla and European Supercharger network is so good. We felt we could go anywhere, and we did. But what this has taught us is to use the Miio and local chargers in other countries as much as possible, should a time come when we don't have a Tesla but another EV, and can explain to non-Tesla EV owners what it's like driving an EV through Europe. We had a great time here, longer, safer and much less congested than a standard package holiday for the same time, and we plan more trips to Portugal and Europe in the near future. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you can like and subscribe, and don't forget to take your reusable mug wherever you go. Thanks very much. See you next time. Bye.